this whole idea of doing hard things that I know you subscribe to and are teaching me the ways. I really think that's like some of those transferable skills. Like I think stress management and emotional management is one of the biggest things that we are practicing.
Yeah, I think the thing, Sean, is actually, I think about this a lot. What power you have that you don't turn on. So, one of the powers that we have is the ability to test ourselves in whatever circumstance we want. This is an example. We didn't need any permission or even to sign up for a race to go out with the idea we're going to go to Joshua Tree and do 75 miles. But whatever the circumstance, all of us can put ourselves in these challenging situations to learn how to react. And you can do that in very simple ways every day. Construct a situation that is a little bit harder than you might want to do, like even getting up a little bit earlier, right? Could be something that is a challenge. And so I think that every time we do that, we get this agency strengthened within ourselves, which then what like I don't know, a lot of people don't like to get in front of people on stage, but like if you do and you practice that, you get better at it and it makes you sort of have the feeling like, wow, I want to be on stage because I want to experience that. So I think that what is the unknown is how you're going to feel afterwards until you've done it. But boy, once you do, then you like start to realize like, oh, I have to do this more often. Back to your practice comment that,
Yeah.
we don't need permission to go practice. So we might as well because we get a big return out of that.
Yeah. It's just, I've been trying to think about the other side of that coin. I always try to, because I live by that. So it's like, okay, what if I'm wrong? Right. And I'm trying to think of like what the argument would be. So I'd love to play a game with you and see if we can think about if we were trying to, I don't know, either play devil's advocate or prove that wrong. Do any arguments come to mind for why that wouldn't be the case? Because I think if we're, it's a big thing that we're saying, and we both tested it and believe in it and love it. But what would the argument be for the other side?
Well, I think that the argument most people would give is that they don't understand the subtleties of their life and the time demands and the other demands. And so they don't really have the time to practice. And so the
Just want
outcome
to go
there
to
is maybe they're trying to show up differently for what they're already responsible for. So I imagine that could be
them.
maybe at a point in time, but we can sort of eke out every once in a while if we want. Just put your phone down and don't be distracted and show up for 3 minutes and try and do something like change your nighttime routine and do something for 3 minutes that would still fit, right? I think it's maybe in the magnitude, there's a good reason not to, but in the micro element of it, there's always a good reason to keep ourselves accountable to improvement. Because the better, I do think that what happens, Sean, over the better you show up, the better everything around you works. Your relationships, your work, family, everything. And when Sean shows up, and so, but for you to show up well, you have to do more than just show up, right? You
Hmm.
have to do something to show up as your best. And I think that, so yes, there are some practical limitations to how much, but I don't think there's a good argument against nothing.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, even if you look at someone like a monk or something like that, that's like renouncing quite a lot of desire, they're still living in strict discipline. You could
Yep.
say more.
This is the Chasing Tomorrow podcast with Joe Gagnon. We bring you captivating conversations that will inspire all of us to go after our own version of a high performance life.